I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all. Clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
Floyd's broke. You gotta understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate proof.
Stephen A. has always respected Floyd's legacy inside the ring. He praised his defense, his discipline, and his undefeated record, even when Floyd fought with broken hands. To Smith, Mayweather was a boxing genius, a technician who fought not to win, but to humiliate.
My lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand. Yeah. He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm gonna embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
Floyd wasn't Ali. He wasn't Tyson or Sugar Ray. He didn't always give the people excitement. He had domestic violence charges. He had dull fights. But what the next generation does see is a man who made over $1 billion. A man who answered to no promoter, no commissioner. A man who became his own boss.
If not the greatest boxer in history, he's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
Behind the Bugattis, the jets, and the $1.8 million watch, there's doubt. Former insiders and friends recall moments that don't match the wealth he flaunts. Like when Floyd needed a $2 million loan just to pay taxes and avoid jail before becoming Money Mayweather.
Here's what I do know.
Well, our thing is how we work and how we operate. It must make business sense on our side.
Let me get to you, because I understand that you have retired, you're 50-0, you walked away from the game, you made a lot of money, but you did make news sometime last year when people were talking about you returning. Now you're 43 years old, okay? I want to know where your head is at as it pertains to you.
Well, whatever reason it is that they want to see you, that reason is why you... It's not that you just deserve the money, because it's hard to do.
Right.
I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that much.
Floyd Mayweather built an empire, but it all had to make business sense for him. Known for retiring undefeated at 50-0, he shocked fans when rumors of a comeback surfaced at age 43. Despite being celebrated for his boxing skills, Floyd became just as infamous for flaunting his wealth and ego. Once called the best ever, he's now at the center of controversy, facing accusations of scams and financial trouble. Born into poverty, Mayweather's rise was fueled by grit.
Hard way. You know, I'm a kid that came from poverty. I can remember being a kid living in Jersey with my mother. 7 of us living in a 1-bedroom. You know, no lights, no heat. Never cried, never complained. Just worked hard to get to where I got to in life. It's been...
Look at guys that never got hit. Floyd went his entire career, got hit hard like 3 or 4 times, never.
Yeah. When he fought Diego Chico Corrales, which was one of my favorite all-time fights, you know, because it was like
there was nothing for Diego to hit, and then all of a sudden he just bounced in his face, bop, left hook from like 5 feet away. That's a Mayweather that I think nobody could possibly maybe beat.
That was the pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. That was before he became Money
Mayweather. He became a walking brand, valuing riches over legacy. Early in his career, he earned $3 million per fight, but a bold decision to buy out his contract changed everything. Going independent turned him into boxing's richest figure, earning close to $1 billion. However, with wealth came problems, family tensions, broken friendships, and arrogance that alienated even his closest allies.
It's just complete genius.
Yes.
First of all, from just changing his style, right? He broke his hands a lot. So when he was younger, they called him Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah.
And then he changed his name to Money. And when he changed his name to Money, he turns heel.
Yeah.
He became like this guy and everybody wanted to see him get beat.
Yeah.
And he's the most unhittable guy in the history of the sport.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's interesting when fighters figure out ways to do that too, like what Floyd is doing.